how to practice so that he doesn't react. This was the point, I think. Is there anything else you would like to add to that, Sun?
And I have a plan to stay in a private place for a quiet time, like a week or 10 days a month, to calm myself, to because to block the scene, the speaking, the feeling, so the mind will grow, will appear, so I can understand it better. And would you please to help me to how to practice in that period of time?
First of all, you mentioned that you understand there is no self, but when there is the wish to calm myself, to block speaking or to make my mind grow, at those times, is it the idea of I practicing, I blocking speaking, I trying to calm myself? So it seems like a contradiction. We hear that all dharmas are anatta, all dharmas are arising by conditions, but because, as you say, we want to stop reacting, we want to have more calm, we want to only think good things, so we try to control the situation, such as being in a quiet place. We try to stop the mind running. We try to calm ourselves. But this is the opposite, because this is all the idea of I trying so hard to do something, to practice, to make calm arise. But if all dharmas are conditioned and an anatta, how can I do anything? This is the point to consider.
Yes.
And you asked how to not react to things that happen. Can we agree that each person reacts differently? We don't all react the same to a given situation. Each person reacts differently. Is that right? Why is that, do you think? Why do different people react differently?
I don't know how to explain by English, but
right.
I can explain by Vietnamese.
Okay.
Because English in the
sure, that's fine. I think we can agree that people have different tendencies, right? Some people get angry easily. Some people like certain things. Different. We are different by the tendencies to like or dislike, etc. Is that right?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Sure. I mean, do you have a different explanation?
We all have different habits.
The five khandha,
yes.
Different. The process to create the thinking of that people is different. So they have the different react.
Well, the process, I think, is pretty much the same for everyone, but the habits, as Sarah said, the habits, what we like and dislike is different. One person likes one color, another person likes a different color, or a food, different likes and dislikes. So some people get irritated, annoyed by one thing. For another person, it's not a problem. So this is because the if we think of it in terms of 5 khandhas, some of the mental factors are different in accumulation, in their strength, different habits, different accumulated tendencies. And so that's why we react. Now, the question you ask is how to stop that reaction. But if you eat something that you like, can you stop liking it? Can you stop the liking?
I know that if example, if the state or the sound, I know what is that, but sometimes I cannot stop react.
If the sound is a sound that you like, they will be liking.
Yes.
Before you have time to stop it.
No. Just like.
Yeah. It happens. You can't stop it happening.
Yes.
But after it happens, you might think that you can stop the liking.
Yes.
But that is that is another matter. But initially, at the beginning, when you hear the pleasant sound, music that you like, then liking is there before it can be stopped, before we can do anything about it. Right? That is because you have the tendency to like that particular music. Then, now, the Buddha's teaching is not about stopping the liking or the dislike. The Buddha's teaching is about understanding the nature of the moment.
Yes.
So there's a different emphasis. If we are asking about having more kusala, do you know the term kusala? Kusala. Yeah. I think your question is about stopping akusala and having more kusala, right?
Yes.
But consider what is the goal of having more kusala and less akusala. It does not lead to enlightenment. It's just about having more kusala, less akusala.
Yes.
So people knew about this before the time of the Buddha. But the teaching of the Buddha, the essence of that teaching is about understanding the true nature of the reality of the present moment.
So the point is just understanding the true nature of the reality. Everything happened because the nature work like that.
Yes. Everything happens by conditions.
Yes.
Because the liking and disliking are conditioned realities.
So no need to react.
No need to think about stopping the reaction.
Yes. Yeah, thank you.
Like now, there is seeing of what is visible. Can you stop the seeing now?
Cannot.
No. What about thinking about what is seen now? Can you stop what is thought about? Can you stop the thinking now?
I cannot.
No. Can you stop the hearing now?
Cannot.
No. So if there is anger suddenly now, for example, maybe there's a very loud noise and anger arises, can you stop the anger?
Yes, for sure cannot, but I want to learn how to not react like anger, because it's bad.
It means that what you would like is to learn how to have a self that can control, but actually the seeing is conditioned and it's gone before you can think about stopping it. The thinking is conditioned and it's gone before you can think about stopping it. The anger is conditioned. It arises for a moment. But by the time you think about stopping it, it's already risen and gone. So it's just I who would like to control, I who would like to change it instead of just accepting and understanding what is conditioned already. And the reason we would like to control it and change it, to not react, to not get angry, not have strong attachment, is because of clinging to I, clinging so much to I, being a good person, clinging to the calm I, the kind I, the non-reactive I. So what about understanding the clinging to I we find so important, the imaginary I. So life now, at this moment, is seeing now, hearing now. If there is understanding, can we say it's the quiet place or the calm place at a moment of understanding?
No need.
No need to go to another place. No need to think about the quiet retreat and how to practice, because now there is seeing already, hearing already, thinking already. So there can be beginning to understand now or anytime. Otherwise, it's just more and more clinging to I trying to change I so that I doesn't react and I is calm and I is good. But what about all the clinging at these times to I? I think Achaan would like to add more.
Life is so short. Enjoy it or understand it. See? No answer.
Yeah. Yeah, so enjoy it. Life so short, so have to enjoy it.
So born to enjoy it, no understanding the truth of it, and understanding it, understanding what's there as it is. For example, born to be I or born to see. We were born now already, born to be I or born to see, to hear.
To see, yes.
Born to see. One moment.
All the time.
One moment of seeing, right?
Yes, one moment.
When there's no I, can there be seeing?
Yes, still can see. Black.
And without that which impinge on it, there can never be seeing.
Yes.
So what condition it? Just condition a moment, just one moment of seeing and then gone. Is that right?
Yes.
So what is calm?
At that moment, because I understand.
Understand is a reality.
Yeah, the understanding.
It's not calm. Each different realities cannot be changed at all. Understanding itself understands. And calm cannot understand anything, right? Seeing sees, it cannot hear. And at moment of hearing, it cannot see. Different moments. So born to be I, or born to understand the truth of life, that actually nothing can be taken for I or anyone or anything at all. What is true? Beginning to understand. If there's no understanding, what is there? See, when there's no understanding, what is there? No understanding.
Yeah, there's no.
What is there? Considering without wise considering, there cannot be any understanding and no answer for any question at all. So when there's no understanding, what is there? Ignorant. At moment of calm, is there any understanding?
Yes.
But calm is not understanding.
Yes.
So at moment of one thing that it's calm, is there any understanding of calmness?
Yes, if there is understanding, so the calm will be there.
We talk about just one reality, okay? It's right understanding the reality which is calm.
Yes.
Calm is calm. Understanding is understanding. Can calm understand?
No.
That's why calm cannot be understanding. And what is more precious, calmness or understanding?
Understanding.
Okay, so now don't think about calmness at all because it's useless just to think about it, but to understand the truth of whatever is there. Because what is there now is so real, but no understanding of the truth of any reality right now at all, as it is. No thought about it. What is seeing? So now, what is seeing? Because there is seeing right now. And this is the developing of understanding the truth of seeing. So what is seeing? Right now it sees.
Just I see in.
Yes, it's real. It's real. But seeing is not that which is seen. Right? Which one is I?
And
no one.
I.
Nothing. The seeing sees is not I see. And that which is seen cannot be anything or anyone at all. It's only that which can be seen when it impinges on the eye base. So it's the world of Dhamma, different realities, different condition reality. So what is the moment of birth or born? A moment of experiencing. Experiencing an object, right? Can there be experience without any object which is experienced?
Cannot.
Impossible. That's why we learn to understand, to consider the truth, the difference between each reality. So now there can be a little more understanding of the truth that actually what is there has to be conditioned just to arise to be there, only there, and then gone, never to arise again. Is that true?
Yes.
And this is Dhamma, the truth of realities. What is real is real, no matter it experiences the object or just not being able to experience anything at all, but it's real. Like hardness is hard. Taste is taste. sound is sound. What are real must be different realities from one another, from one to another. Like sound cannot be taste, seeing cannot be hearing. And this is life. Is this the understanding of the truth of life? Otherwise, it's not the understanding at the moment of I see. So I want to be calm. What is that?
Wrong. No, it's wrong. No eye, so
Yeah,
no calm.
no eye and no understanding of calmness. And this is right understanding. Begin to understand that wanting to have something is not calm. And we have to learn a little more about whether it's calm, the real calm, or wrong understanding, taking it to be calm, but it's not calm at all. Is this moment calm?
Yes. The moment.
What moment is calm?
Yes.
What moment is calm?
Oh.
This moment or what moment?
The understanding. Yes. When I understand
the
reality.
So now there is understanding, right?
Yes.
Understanding what?
I understand that there is no I, no self, because the reality is not changed. The hearing, the sound, the color, the thing not change. It's only the I change. After time by time. So it means the I is not real because it's changing.
So what is it? Even it's not real.
This is just the five khandha, the processing of five
Okay,
khandha.
now new words. 5 khandhas. What is khandha?
When the eye, body, tongue touch the thing like food, sound, create the imagination, the feeling, then imagination, then the action, and go into the mind, and it's stopped over there, time by time.
Please.
So become the habit, become the way of thinking.
Just give this sample of khandha. What is it? What is a khandha right now?
Actually, the five khandha is not real. It's changing.
Is khandha real?
No, not real.
So what is real?
The hearing, the seeing.
The seeing is real.
The seeing is real.
Whatever is real arises and falls away is a khandha. So khandha means that which arises and falls away, no matter what. So what is now appearing is conditioned to arise, to be seen, to be heard, to be touched. Each reality is a khandha because it has a reason. Whatever arises falls away. So it just be there at moment when it's there and then gone instantly. So khandha is any reality which arises and falls away, never to return at all. It's thinking khandha.
I understand.
What kind of khandha among the 5?
So the feeling.
thinking.
The feeling.
Because earlier, Achaan asked you, what is there now? And you said the 5 khandas. We didn't use the word khanda. You used the word khanda. So you said the 5 khandas. Now you say the 5 khandas are not real. So if you use the word khanda, we better understand what it is. So 5 different khandas. Rupas are khandas. Do you know what rupas are? So the realities that are experienced, such as the visible object now, experienced by seeing, the sound that is heard, or the hardness now. These are rupa khandas. Rupa means those realities that don't experience anything. Feelings, pleasant feeling, unpleasant feeling, neutral feeling. Vedana, khanda. Each one arises and falls away. That's why it's khanda. Memory, at each moment in life, there is memory. It arises and falls away. Sanya, khanda. All mental factors arise and fall away. Attachment, understanding, ignorance, all these different mental factors we've been discussing. Sankhara khanda. And the last one, thinking. So Achaan asked what kind of reality it is. So each moment of experience in life has chitta as the leader. Chitta is the consciousness that experiences the object. So each chitta is a khanda. It arises and falls away. Vijnana khanda. Vijnana is another word for chitta. So each reality that experiences the object, such as seeing or hearing or thinking, it is the chief in experiencing the object. And it is vijnana khanda. So khanda is real. It's not an idea, because it refers to a reality. Each reality that is conditioned and rises and falls away is khanda. I know you only used the word because your friends told you, so it's better not to help him because it makes it more difficult. So the good friend keeps quiet. Let him answer for himself.
I understand that you teach us the understanding of the reality is the precious, not the calm situation. So when we really understand everything happened because of the condition, so we no need to be calm because it's happened because the condition is like that. So no need to be calm. So if there is no I, no he, him, so no need to react.
Well,
to calm. So as you said before, at a moment of understanding, like now, if there's wise considering about Dhamma, that is anatta, at that moment of wise reflecting or understanding, calm is there already. No one made it arise. No one can stop it falling away. So it arises anyway with understanding.
Yes.
But when we go to a quiet place and try to block the thinking or block the speaking with clinging to I, no calm at that moment, because clinging is there.
Create more I.
More I and more disturbance, more agitation, less calm. So calm develops with understanding.
Yes.
It arises with the wholesome or good chittas.
Yes, I understand.
Not at the moments of wanting. So when we think of special practice or going to a quiet place or trying to change the reality, no calm at those moments.
Yes.
When we relax in the mineral springs or walk in the forest, it seems so pleasant, it seems so calm, but actually clinging. So it's clinging with pleasant feeling. But there can be understanding at that time, just like this time. And at that moment of understanding, calm for a moment. So no need to look for it.
Yes.
It arises by conditions when there is understanding.
Yes, thank you.
And I'd just like to come back briefly. Sorry, you can sit down briefly to the question of reacting or not, because you keep coming back to it. And obviously it's something that has been important for your practice in the past. And I think it's a common perception people have that the development of the Buddha's teaching is about having calm and not reacting. And I appreciate that you begin to understand that it's not quite like that, but nevertheless, when people talk about not reacting, I think they mean, and you mean, not reacting with dosa or other agusala mind state. Right? But instead, having kusala mind state. What we mean by not reacting is having kusala mind state instead of agusala mind state. Is that right? Sure. Okay, sorry. Can I use the term wholesome and unwholesome? For example, metta. Do you familiar with metta? Or now I'm using Pali again. Yeah. Can we talk about good and bad mind states?
Yes.
So anger is a bad mind
Yes.
state. Unwholesome. We usually use unwholesome. And the Pali term is agusala, but let's use the English. Calm is also a mind state. It's a wholesome mind state, right?
Yes.
So whether the reaction is good or bad, there's always a reaction.
Yes.
That is the nature of consciousness.
Yes.
So when we say not reacting, we mean not reacting with an unwholesome mind state, with a bad mind state. Instead, having a wholesome, a good mind state. Is that how you see it? Or do you think there's a possibility of neither mind state?
I mentioned common people, they mention about the react to the bad mindset, the bad thing. Yeah, but even react to the good thing also they react. Yeah. And if we react to the good thing, we will react to the bad thing, because there is the habit of the reaction.
Yes, but then you are suggesting no reaction, or are you suggesting calmness as the reaction?
No react and calm, yes.
Well, calm is a reaction.
Yes. No reaction. I mentioned about no reaction.
Calm has to be a reaction to the situation.
Yes, calm is the reaction of the bad thing. The calm is we control the anger. Yeah, so I understand now. Yeah, not calm. Yes.
whatever we are talking about, whether it's calm or other good mind state or bad mind state, it's the reaction. Because there can't be a bad experience. We can't experience something pleasant or unpleasant and not then think about it with either calm or some other good mental state. So there's no such thing as just calm all the time, unless you think differently. Have you heard of what it means to not react in your terms and just have calm? Is that a particular state like jhana or something you're referring to?
Yeah, now I understand that calm and the reaction is different. Yeah, and yeah, I understand what Achaan teach, that the understanding of the reality, everything happened by condition. So
yes,
there is no I, so no calm.
Let me ask the question another way.
Create the calm.
Who is the person who, as you understand it, does not react? Who is the person who does not react?
Yeah, there's no I, so.
No, I mean, you talk about what you want to do is not to react. Where does this idea come from? Are you thinking of a level of understanding? Are you thinking of a level of jhana? Are you thinking of who is the person who does not react?
Yes, I now I understand. So there is not whom the person that I react, because now the understanding is over there.
Right.
Another way, is there anyone who reacts or doesn't react? What reacts?
Phản ứng ai á? Yes.
What is the model you are seeking to follow?
Buddha. Yes.
Oh, Buddha. So you think Buddha doesn't react? Is that your understanding of the enlightenment?
No, Buddha doesn't react. Okay. I don't think he reacts.
So he doesn't have different kinds of wholesome mental state? Okay, good.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Does he have compassion?
Yes.
Different from calm, right?
Yes.
Does he have equanimity? You wouldn't know that word.
Yes.
I see. I'll say. So anyway, I'm glad we've clarified this, that you think that enlightenment is the goal, and enlightenment means no more reacting.
Yes.
Right. And so just to follow that a little bit. So what would be the way? So in your understanding, the way to reach that goal is to practice not reacting. Yeah. Well,
how to say, there's no need to practice how to not react.
Right. How did the Buddha attain enlightenment? What was the path he followed?
Yeah, because he understanding
understanding,
reality.
path of understanding.
Yes.
So if we appreciate that, and that is the path he taught for his followers, right? He taught others the same path that he had followed, the path of understanding. And until enlightenment, no one can be like the Buddha, or even then, no one can be like an enlightened being until they become enlightened, right?
Yes.
So where we start from, where we are, for us, that kind of wholesome mind state, that degree of understanding is not possible. Right? But we start at the present moment, right now.
Yes, I get it.
And just finally, and have we been talking this afternoon about how the mind works?
Yes.
Yes. Is it a little bit different from how you understood before coming to the discussion? Some things different?
Yes.
And if one were to go off to a quiet place on one's own without hearing anything about the Buddha's teaching and try to find out how the mind works, would it be possible to figure these things out by oneself?
Now I understand that there is useless on oneself, stay in the quiet place alone. If there is no understanding,
yes,
so it's still the same.
Right.
Just
worse.
A little bit calm down. Yeah, or worse. Yes.
Or worse, because
maybe yes.
It's when we go to a quiet place on our own, our misunderstanding leads us in the wrong direction. Right? That's natural, because we have so many weird ideas about the way things are. Our thinking is so different from the way the Buddha explained things.
Thank you.
So even now, by conditions, reacting with interest, reacting with boredom, reacting with attachment, reacting with anger, reacting with understanding, each reality arises by its conditions. Not I, not my annoyance or boredom, not my understanding, just different realities arising and falling away by conditions. So no I that can stop the reacting, no I that is reacting, just different dhammas arising and falling away. Some we like, some we don't like. Even that liking and disliking is conditioned. So whatever arises now, seeing now, hearing, thinking, is by conditions. So understanding the realities as anatta, not self, is what is most useful, most important.
Yes, thank you.
How long did Buddha teach? How long? How long did Buddha teach? One day? 1 month? Or how long?
45 years.
How many words? Did he say anything about reacting?
Yes.
What is it? What is it?
Actually, I'm not listening directly from him. I just learn from the monks, and all my experience, all my understanding is from my experience.
So what did Buddha say?
Yes, he talked about dukkha, and no I, and everything, everything will change, and change. Anicca. Yes.
Is what he says so very subtle? Is the anicca now?
Yes.
What is anicca? What's the
Everything
meaning?
Everything is changing.
Change or falls
Yes,
away, never
even-
to return again.
Yes, born and return.
Not change. Nothing can be changed. Can anyone change anything?
People can change, cannot change. It change by
Okay.
itself.
Okay, people can. What about you?
I only can change the understanding.
So you can change as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. Change seeing.
Cannot change the seeing.
Can you change seeing to hearing, to be hearing?
Cannot. I cannot change the
Okay,
hearing,
why
the
not?
seeing.
Why not?
Because when I was born, the hearing and the seeing is like that.
Not
It's
at
over
the
there.
moment of birth, right?
Yes, in the moment I was
Not
born.
at the moment of birth. There's no seeing at birth, right? Can, possible, or impossible?
After birth, then seeing arises, not at the very first moment of life, the first moment of conception, the birth consciousness, but later.
Yes, yes.
So what is anicca then?
What I see,
yet.
Yes, what I seeing at that moment is gone already.
Is that moment I?
No.
So
only the seeing.
At moment of birth, we just talk about that moment. Is there I?
No.
No I. What is there?
Just the condition of me who were born.
No you at all.
Yes.
So what is there at moment of birth? And this is the words of the Buddha.
Yeah,
So we
teach
learn
me.
to understand the truth of each reality for 45 years. Did he say anything about birth moment? What is there at birth?
Yeah, please teach me.
It's the same as now, but different moment. What is the same? The reality which is there arises and experiences the object. Otherwise, there cannot be any birth at all, right? No matter it's the birth of elephant or ant, fish, what is there at birth? It's the reality which arises to experience an object. Can we change that reality which arises not to experience anything at all?
Can change.
Not at all. Hardness, can it experience anything? Can it see? Can it like hardness? But this moment, what is seen only by a reality which arises. We use the word see, which means it experiences that which is seen. So any moment in life, from the very beginning, the first moment of life, birth, it's there. If that reality does not arise to experience the object, there is no life at all. Life, right?
Yes.
That's why we begin to understand each word that Buddha taught from his enlightenment about everything, no matter in this world or other world or any world. The truth is the truth. That's why understanding why Buddha said anatta, all dhammas, and dhammas is that which is real. All dhammas, no exception. All dhammas are anatta. It's not atta. So we learn to understand the word that Buddha taught little by little from one to one. Dhamma, anatta. Atta is something, but atta is not anything at all.
Without understanding that it's just visible objects seen, hardness that is touched, there is the idea of something there. This is atta, the opposite of anatta, the truth that all conditioned realities are not self, not something at all. So it's not just, in truth, no person there, but in truth, no table, no arm, no leg, because seeing is anatta, hardness is anatta, hearing is anatta. So no thing, no being, no atta.
Thank you.
No one to react, no one to get angry, no one to be calm, just different conditioned dhammas arising and falling away. So anicca refers to the truth about each reality, each seeing, each hearing, each calm, just different realities arise and fall away. And at the moment of birth, there is just the chitta, I mentioned this word before, a moment of consciousness at each moment in life that arises and falls away. Seeing is a moment of consciousness. Hearing is a moment of consciousness. Thinking is a moment of consciousness. The first moment of life, the birth moment, there is a moment of consciousness that is the result of past karma, but not yet the seeing consciousness or the hearing consciousness.
Does anyone else have a question so we can give our good friend a rest?
Maybe, Tsao, would you like to continue with your discussion about calm and attention? Is this one working?
Yes, I. Yes, Achaan. It's very helpful to me to hearing during the discussion. Just so there are many idea about reaction, about calm. So as I remember a long time ago, we have to think careful about everything related to the reaction in with the wholesome and unwholesome every day. So today, here from Achaan, from you and from Jonathan, it's very helpful to me to consider about it. And the calm for this morning, Achaan said about this reality related to the calm is so helpful to me. So let me consider more about this in the next time. Spend time for other people. And I think I like to hearing more about the reaction of the calm. Okay, but just listen.
I think that for many people who have been interested in the Dhamma, but have followed a different teaching of it, the idea of calm and non-reaction is very strongly developed, or there's a strong habit to think that these things are so important because it's natural for us all to associate agusala with something that is not to be developed. And in fact, we know the Buddha said that kusala, the good mental states, kusala is to be developed, and agusala is to be abandoned. But he didn't say that this is the path to enlightenment. When he talked about the path to enlightenment, he didn't talk about just developing kusala and abandoning agusala. He taught about understanding the true nature of the present moment realities. So we are confused, about different things that he taught and taking one for the other. But it's very important to appreciate that in the development of understanding, it doesn't matter whether the citta is kusala, the object of the understanding is kusala citta or akusala citta. And even to take that a bit further, it's not the case that there has to be more understanding of the akusala than the kusala in order to help eradicate those akusala tendencies. As I understand it, the Buddha didn't make any such distinction in his teaching. So it's just whatever appears at the present moment, not chosen by us as to the time or the object, but just happening by virtue of having heard and considered the teaching and understanding the kind of thing we've been talking about. But just getting back to your question, the habit of thinking that calm is important and thinking that non-reaction is important doesn't just fall away when we hear the Dhamma explained like this. That habit will persist from time to time, but it can be the object of understanding. And also, we know that it is not something to be pursued, to be clung on to. It's not something that we now think is so important. We appreciate that, okay, these thoughts happen, but they are not to be further followed.
So, Zhao, when you hear someone who is new to the discussions talk about going to a quiet place for more calm, what would you say?
As you help us to understand, we cannot get calm with exactly meaning, absolute reality. We cannot go somewhere to get calm.
What about if one thinks one should close one's eyes and focus on the breath to be calm? What about this?
It's just a feeling, pleasure feeling, as usually, not exactly calm in absolute reality.
Not exactly calm or not calm at all?
Not calm at all.
Not calm at all. Because at that moment, no understanding. So as you say, it's just clinging to pleasant feeling. But usually there's the wrong understanding that it is calm or it is good or wholesome. But actually it's just pleasant feeling, just like when relaxing in the mineral bath. Very pleasant, very relaxing, but it's not the wholesome mental factor of calm because no understanding, no generosity, no kindness. So it's just the pleasant feeling with clinging, just like when we eat our lunch or even now, so common. So better to know the truth.
Thank you.
I want to ask about the boredom because I just heard Sarah talk about boredom or something. We react to boredom. Like an example in you just said. So the reason why we feel bored is because we don't have the understanding about the reality now. Because we think that is like the it's still the same. It's like the repetitive. Something is repetitive, and we feel bored of that thing, and we try to find the new thing. And is the root cause is because of there's no understanding about Dharma.
What's the reality of boredom?
Is their dosa. I think like it's like don't like something.
Dosa. Not dosa something, just dosa. The dosa. What kind of feeling is there at that moment of dosa? Dosa is aversion when there's not liking something. What kind of feeling is there at that moment of dosa, aversion?
Unpleasant feeling.
Unpleasant feeling. So it's so common. Even those who have no interest in understanding or not understanding, like waiting at the bus stop, queuing to get one's lunch. It's just a kind of dosa, boredom, not interested, not enjoying what is experienced at that moment. So even during discussion, moments of wholesome interest, moments of unwholesome interest with clinging, and moments of boredom, interest with boredom in the object that is experienced with unpleasant feeling for a moment. So just common reality. So what I mentioned was that even now, after seeing, hearing, and so on, this thinking with attachment, thinking of understanding, thinking of boredom, very common. We don't need to think too much about it. It's just a kind of dosa, just a kind of not liking.
So at the moment of understanding, there for sure there's no boredom at that time.
At that moment, boredom can only arise with dosa.
if no one no one asks, so can you say more about the second dosa, that like, because we often try to find a new thing, so it's like the second meaning of dukkha, right? So in daily life, sometimes we are very miserable to find a new thing, because we think that what we have now is quite boring, something like that. So can you say more about that?
I think it's time for Achaan to. Lee is asking about the second kind of dukkha, viparinama dukkha. But viparinama dukkha refers to pleasant feeling, not unpleasant feeling. So it cannot be boredom, because that arises with unpleasant feeling. So it's a kind of, the first kind of dukkha with unpleasant feeling, not liking the object. The second one refers to the pleasant feeling with attachment. For example, like one's enjoying the experience here, but it doesn't last. The pleasant feeling only lasts for a moment. I'm going to let Achaan add more.
Is there any time of crying? Crying. Why? What condition crying? What happened? Now there is attachment to self. There is crying now. Is there crying now? Because
No.
there is attachment to self. So what condition crying? At moment of crying, no understanding of anything. See, there is crying. But in order to understand what is there and what condition it to be different from the first dukkha. The first dukkha is the unpleasant feeling, no matter through the mind or body. It's so unpleasant. That's why it's not difficult to understand. It's there, everyone understanding moment of dukkha. But at moment of crying, why cry? Or who do not cry at all? Everyone cries, no understanding at all. When there's no understanding of crying, can there be less crying because of understanding that crying is useless? All depends on right understanding to be not as dukkha as before at any moment when it's there, understanding the truth of life. So at moment of crying, no understanding what condition it. At moment of the body, which is so very painful. Does anyone cry? Cry out, not crying. See, different condition, different dukkha. If there's no dukkha, there's no crying. But the first dukkha is different from the second dukkha. And usually one cries, but one cannot understand the difference, the moment of crying, what condition it. So think about moment of crying and find out the reason why one cries. To understand the difference between the first truth, the first dukkha, and the second dukkha. We live in the world of dukkha. No one knows or feels dukkha. That's why we have to understand the subtle dukkha, degree by degree. The one which can be known easily, like dukkha, is not difficult. But the second one, I think that everyone cries because of the second truth, the second dukkha, but not understanding what condition that. When one loses parents, children, see, it's attached so much to that. No thought about the death, departure. Because if we are set up, live apart, we can come and see. But when it's death, never come back to be seen at all. So the moment of losing the dear one, whatever you like, not just the people you like or the beloved one, but anything you like so much, is that moment pleasant? See, and that is the second dukkha. Is it not dukkha? Something you like lost. See, still think about it. It's not there anymore. Why think about it? That's why the understanding can save one from all kinds of dukkha. But it has to be very firm and strong confidence of the truth that this is only intellectual understanding. What about stronger level, directly understand the truth? And the last one, no doubt about what Buddha realized, because it is realized. Now begin to understand the second dukkha. So at moment of crying, there can be moment of stop crying when there's right understanding. Useless. The son, the daughter, the dear friend cannot come back at all. Absolutely the end of that person. Never be that person again. So to be this person in this life, who knows how short or how long it will be. The best thing is understanding the truth. Otherwise, there can never be any understanding of the truth in any life if it's not begun to understand now. And the third truth, the third dukkha, three kinds of dukkha. So very subtle. Whatever arises falls away, never to return. Is anyone understand the dukkha? Does anyone understand the meaning of dukkha? It every time now looks so beautiful because it's still there. But in truth, the moment of realizing the arising and falling away of just one reality, now it's covered up. But at that moment, it's the moment of realizing the nature of one reality which arises and falls away by way of nimitta. But it's so clear as the third round of the Arya Satya, the realization of one reality appearing, no one at all, and the way it is, no matter what, not in anyone's control at all, by condition, instantly. At that moment, no doubt about what is there, no name. You don't need to call it seeing, or it's thinking, or what at all, because it's there. Arising and falling away. All realities appearing one by one at that very moment. Through different doorways. The world is breaking, the whole world. Is that right? Is that true that it's now? But the succession of the next one covers up the truth. So the third dukkha has to be realized at moment of vipassana. The word that you use, but what about the truth, the understanding of that level of understanding? Not now, see. So this moment is not vipassana. No matter how much one tries and tries to make it to be vipassana, it's impossible. Because vipassana is the development of panya enough to realize the truth of whatever is there now. Not to go anywhere. Because no matter where, no matter what appearing, it arises and falls away instantly. But what can be realized has to be by way of nimitta. Because just one moment of one reality cannot be known, cannot be realized. But the sign of seeing now, many moments of seeing, right? So begin to understand what is there as it is. The first round about Dhamma, no doubt about what's meant by Dhamma, no doubt about all Dhammas are anatta, no one and no thing. Because in truth, it's there just when it arises and then gone, not there anymore. The third dukkha, the first Ariya Satya, dukkha Ariya Satya. Is it now? Dhamma is now. Satya is so true. Satya Dhamma is now. But it's not the understanding at level of Ariya Satya Dhamma. No doubt about the moment when it's there, arising and falling away. Otherwise, how can the accumulation of the idea of self can be letting go stage by stage until it never arises again from that moment, no matter at moment of seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, thinking in daily life. No more idea of self, permanent self, atta. That's why it has to be developed in daily life. Otherwise, how can it be realized even right now? With what level of understanding is right now? It's only intellectual understanding about what is heard, about the truth, the reality, which is conditioned to arise to experience the object, no matter what. The chief one, which experience the characteristic of the object clearly, is that which we use the word, or Buddha used the term, citta. And the other reality, which arises together, but does not perform the function of experience the object clearly as that which is achieved, but it has its characteristic and its function. So what is calm? A reality, right? Is it real? Does it arise? Does it fall away? Can anyone make it arise? See, beginning to understand the truth. At moment of understanding, no one knows that calm is there too, but not the understanding. That's why the teachings of the Buddha for 45 years just talk about all realities which can be realized. His great understanding is much more than what he taught. But he taught the truth that everyone can learn little by little until realize the truth as not a Buddha, just as the follower of the Buddha. So if there's not enough understanding of Dhamma, the respect to the enlightenment is as little as only be sure or just think that he is the enlightened one. But as long as not enough understanding of what he taught, the respect is only that much. The more understanding, the teaching, the truth, the Dhamma is the Buddha's body. No one can see him, only understand what he taught. That is the Buddha. Who understands Dhamma sees me. Without understanding, it just, who's the Buddha? The enlightenment? Only that. That's why, how long did Buddha develop right understanding to the degree to be moment of enlightenment by conditions only? So now we're talking about seeing arises and falls away, but it does not appear as it is yet, because right understanding is not enough. So this moment of whatever arises and falls away does not appear as it is yet. The truth, the understanding of the truth is that not enough understanding. Nothing to be done. Only a little more understanding, condition from moment to moment, the path, samadhi, with other paths arise. From the first round, understanding what is the right path, only understanding. Because what now appears so true, before seeing, there's no hearing. Or at moment of hearing, there's no seeing, see, firm enough, little by little, to listen again, consider again, and understand what are there, which is not citta, the chief. Because understanding is not citta. Every reality is different, cannot be the same. But when there's no understanding, who knows what is calm and what is sati? See, we just heard the word, but it's not just the word. Each reality is real, but without listening carefully, there can never be the understanding of sati. Even there is sati now at moment of understanding, but the characteristic of sati doesn't appear. Only at the second stage, the second round, pati. Pati is particularly, and pati is to reach the truth of that particular object, only one at a time. So at this moment, we talk about hardness. Is there any understanding of hardness as Dhamma? Not my arm, not the rose, not anything, just hardness. It cannot be changed though. But at moment of touching and it appears, with right understanding, sati is there, directly, differently. That's why even the characteristic of sati is known at moment when time comes by understanding, not just intellectual understanding. So right now, there is touching, hardness appear. It's not sati. See, but when there's understanding, what hardness is, it appears only at moment of touching. Because if we think that the glass is hard, but hardness does not appear at moment of seeing, it can appear only at moment of touching. So direct understanding of moment of what is there appear, different from just it's hard, the glass is hard. But at moment of touching without understanding, it's still not sati. No understanding of the truth. But when there is more understanding the moment with sati or without sati, right understanding knows instantly what level of understanding at moment of touching. from now on. It's not yet sati patthana, direct awareness with understanding, because only understanding understands that moment. Is this the teaching of the enlightenment about the truth of whatever is there appearing from birth, born, to hear, to see, to think, and so on? No one. Understanding a little more of the nature of realities which are not anyone or anything at all. Letting go. What's the use of that which just arises and falls away non-stop, all the time, endlessly? Beginning of understand dukkha of the First Noble Truth. But if it does not appear as that, it doesn't matter. The rose is still here. Everyone just be the same, but actually never the same from moment to moment. And we think that we have to do this or that to understand the teaching, to have more confidence. It's wrong, because it's one own wishing, wanting, finding the way with ignorance. That's why we respect the one who enlightened the truth. Highest, we use in Thai language, Buddha Chao. Chao is the great of all, the great, the greatest. That's why I begin to understand the virtues of the Buddha at moment of understanding the truth. Seeing for sure, before seeing there's no seeing. So at moment of seeing is conditioned by condition to arise and falls away. And seeing is not thinking. But at moment of thinking, there is seeing all the while. How come? The rapidity of that which arises and falls away covers up the truth until right understanding begin to be aware of just one reality. So it can be learned, understand clearer and clearer of one object, not at will, but by conditions. So no expectation what will be moment of direct understanding with understanding of what object at all. It hasn't come yet. Even that stage of understanding and the reality which is the object of understanding, right then, not now yet. It hasn't come yet. Is this the teaching of the Buddha? So no matter who talks about this or that, who say about this and that, it doesn't matter. Just consider it or have discussion on it, whether it's true or not. The truth can be known. There can be many questions to understand what is the answer, the right for such and such question. That's why without questioning, how can we know how much understanding people listen and hear the words of the Buddha? But in order to know how much understanding, it's the one way or only way. Question. And listen to the answer. If it's not direct answer to that very question, is it right understanding?
Okay, thank you, Achaan and John and Sarah. So we have a tea break outside. Please enjoy the tea break. And about tomorrow, we will change a little bit. I think we will have the discussion starting at 9 a.m. Instead of 9:30, it will be at 9 a.m. And then until 10:30, then you have some time to prepare our luggage and check out at 11:30. Yes. 9 to 10:30 for discussion. Yes.